Hello everyone and welcome back to Miss Key's Classroom. In today's video I am back for part 2 of my little mini series on the Australian curriculum and how to navigate it. In the last video I looked at the 8.4 curriculum and sort of went through how to use that website. In today's video I'm going to be looking at the newer website for the 9.0 curriculum and taking you through how to navigate that website and find those really important content descriptions that we're looking for that tell us what we need to be teaching for each subject and each year level. So let's get straight into this video. It might be a little bit of a longer one because there is so much to unpack on this website, so please forgive me if this video ends up being a little bit long. Hopefully some of the things I discuss in this video will be useful to you. If you've got any useful tips or tricks though for using the new 9.0 website, please drop them in the comments below. I am by no means an expert and I am still very much trying to navigate and find out how to use the website myself. So any advice or those tips for how to use the website would be really useful to people, I'm sure. So please drop them in the comments below. But for now, let's get straight into the video. So this is the 9.0 Australian curriculum website. So this is the new curriculum that is being rolled out. And I want to show you this because I know that some schools will start using it in the near future if they aren't already. And so as you can see, we've got the same or very similar tabs up the top here, and we've got this F to 10 curriculum button. If I click on that, we've got the same sections that we had on the 8.4 version. They're just laid out a little bit differently. So we've still got learning areas, general capabilities, and cross-curriculum priorities. I'm going to go to learning areas and I'm going to show you the same learning area for Year 8 history that we looked at before so that you can see the difference between the 8.4 version and the 9.0 version. So when we first get on to the Year 8 history page, we still have this level description, we still have these achievement standards and the content descriptions. It's just that they're all set out in a slightly different way. The year level descriptions for Year 8 are still very similar. They're just, again, laid out in a slightly different way than they were before. And then if I scroll down, we've still got those achievement standards. One really key difference between the achievement standards of the previous version and this version is that you can click on the different sections in this one and it will highlight the different areas of the curriculum for you where that particular achievement standard is addressed. The other one does do that, it's just a little bit harder to get to, and so this one's really clear in terms of letting you click on these different sections and seeing where that's covered in the curriculum. Then if I scroll down, I've got two columns now. So I've got knowledge and understanding and skills. If I scroll down, we've got those same content descriptions on this side and the same skills. Some of these skills may have changed slightly. So we've only got questioning and research, historical sources, historical perspectives and interpretations, and communicating. They are very similar to what was there before. They're just worded slightly differently. Then if I look over at the knowledge and understanding sections, I'm just going to collapse all of these so that you can see. We've got them split into the same sections that they were before. So Asia and Pacific world, empires and expansions, and medieval Europe and early modern world. They're just laid out slightly differently and will hopefully be a little bit more, clear in terms of what it is that you need to be covering. So if I look at medieval Europe and early modern world, it tells me the different aspects that I can cover. In the previous version, you would have seen that medieval Europe, Renaissance Italy were split up, whereas now they're all together, and it just says that you can look at the Roman Empire in Western Europe through medieval, Renaissance or pre-modern Europe. And so it sort of gives you those options within the content descriptions, if that makes sense. I've still got those elaborations as well. If I click on elaborations, it pops up with these little sections and it talks me through the elaboration of that content descriptor. So if I scroll down, it tells me the different aspects of that different descriptor that I'm meant to be covering. So there's lots there and I can expand them even further if I want to, and it will tell me the different general capabilities that covers as well. So there's very similar information on the 9.0 website. If I'm completely honest, I'm still getting my head around how to use this version because obviously the layout is quite different to the 8.4 version. But I do know that it does still have all of the same information on there as the other one. It's just that it's laid out differently, and the elaborations, rather than being there on the same page, you click on them and they sort of pop out for you, and you can go to elaborations for each of the different sections. So we've got Mongol Empire, Ottoman Empire, Vikings, etc., etc. So the 9.0 curriculum is laid out differently, but it does still have the same things on there. There is a section on this website that you can go to compare the 8.4 curriculum to the 9.0 version, and that might be useful for you to see what's new and what's changed within the particular subject and year level that you're teaching. So that is history for year 8. What I might do is I'm going to show you English on the 9.0 version as well, because that's my other subject that I teach. So I'm going to go to English, I'm going to keep it at year 8 level, and I'm going to go submit. Okay, so as you can see, I'm now on the year 8 English page. I still have this level description of year 8, I still have the achievement standards, but now my curriculum is split into 3 different sections rather than 2 like history was. So we had historical knowledge and understanding and historical skills. Now we've got language, literature, and literacy that I need to cover within this year. I'm just going to remove all of these expansions so that you can see the things that we have to cover. Within each of these substrands, there's various different things that we need to cover across the year and develop within the students. So for example, we've got language for interacting with others, text structure and organization, language for expressing and developing ideas, all of those different things that we cover, and then the same within literature and the same within literacy. If I just go and I click on one of them, so say I go creating texts, it tells me that students need to plan, create, edit, and publish writing and multimodal texts, organizing and expanding ideas and selecting text structures, language features, literary devices, blah, 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 all of those things. Then if I click on elaborations, it tells me the different things that students would try and do across the year. So experimenting with and editing text structures, selecting vocabulary, editing for accuracy and grammar, using conceptual maps, all of those things. So I guess the key difference between the year 8 history curriculum and the year 8 English curriculum is that the year 8 history curriculum sort of tells you the specific content that you should be teaching. It told us before that within medieval Europe, we have to teach about the feudal system. It told us that concept that we should be teaching. It does the same thing for English, but I guess it leaves it a little bit more open for what it is that you can choose to focus on. And so it's more focused on the different skills, I suppose, that the students should be developing rather than specific content knowledge. So if I go to engaging with and responding to literature, it says that students should be able to share opinions about language features, literacy devices, and text structures. If I go to creating literature, it says that they should be creating and editing literary texts and experiment with language features. So all of these things are aspects of the curriculum that I would be able to explore both within lesson activities and within more formal summative assessment tasks. So I guess that's a key difference between the way that the history curriculum could be used compared to the English curriculum. The history focuses a lot more on the specific time periods that we should be focusing on, whereas English focuses a little bit more on those skills within the subject that we should be developing. So that's just a good thing to note. So that is year 8 English. What I might do is show you the curriculum for maths as well, because the maths curriculum is very, very detailed, and I know that there will be lots of maths teachers out there as well. And I might change it up and I'll do a year 4 curriculum, because I know that there'll be some primary school teachers watching this video as well. So to start off with, we've got the level description again and the achievement standards. And then if I scroll down, we've got these different content descriptions. So at first glance, it looks like I've only got 3 things to cover: number, algebra, and measurement. But if I look up the top here, there's actually 6 different strands of this curriculum that I need to cover. So we've also got space, statistics, and probability. So if I click on any of those, it will sort of switch it around for me and will display different ones. It will only let you look at 3 at a time. So just the same with the English curriculum and the history curriculum, it tells me the different things that students should be able to do. We can click on those elaborations again. We can click on related content even, and it will give me the elaborations. It also tells us different learning areas where this part could be taught. So while this part is in the maths curriculum, it's also telling me that this could be taught in health and physical education and design and technology. So that's an important thing to note as well. So your school might cover different aspects of the maths curriculum in other learning areas. So I just wanted to show you the maths one as well, because as you've probably gathered, these content descriptions look slightly different for each subject. For this one, like I said, we've got 6. For English, we had 3 different strands, and for history, we only had 2. So depending on what subject you're looking at and what year level you're looking at, the page will look different. And so that's just a good thing to note. And so I just want to do a quick little recap for you to show you where to go and where to look for different parts of the curriculum. So your number one favorite button that you should be clicking on is this F to 10 curriculum, going to learning areas and choosing your subject and choosing your year level. So I'm going to go English again, and I'm going to go year 8 again. And if I click submit, then it has all the information we need. So we've got the year level description, achievement standards, and the content descriptions. So hopefully this has been useful for some of you. There obviously is a lot more to the Australian curriculum than what I've shown you. This is just sort of a very brief overview and sort of a bit of a crash course in how to navigate it. But hopefully it has been of some use to you. Please let me know if you have got questions though. I'm more than happy to help. And yeah, help you navigate this amazing resource that Australian teachers are given. Okay, so I think that is where I'm going to leave this video for today. I've now taken you through the 8.4 curriculum and the 9.0 curriculum websites so that you can be across both of them regardless of which one your school is still using, whether that be the older version or whether they're transitioning to that newer website as well. Like I said before, I'm certainly no expert in the Australian curriculum. I am sure there are many of you out there who know much more about it than me. So if you've got any useful hints or tips or tricks that you would like to share, please drop them in the comments below. I'm sure that there are so many teachers out there who would love to hear from you, and I guess, yeah, tap into that expertise that you do have. But for now, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!